What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. I think it was Lego asked me in my 770 video, what would I do if I was building a BF4 rig? So I thought to myself, I'm not sure. I would probably build something pretty similar to what I have now. I'm pretty happy with my build. I did put together an AMD build and an Intel build, so it's totally up to you there. I mean, I think the subject has been beaten to death. What's better, the 8350 or the 4670K for gaming? Obviously, the 8350 is going to do better in stuff like video rendering. It just has more cores, so there's no real argument there. But for gaming, I mean, do your own research. I still haven't come to a conclusion that either one is better. It's probably going to be about the same. So if you're an Intel guy, here's your build. 4670K, sweet processor. Also, like the big brother, the 3570K, a chip that I swear by personally. I think it's a great processor. So unlocked, you're going to be able to overclock this and squeeze all the extra performance you want out of it. And for that overclock, we got the Hyper 212. Until I find a better air cooler out there, I'm going to keep recommending this one. It's just so good for the money, and this thing's incredible. My chip stays in the upper 60s to low 70s at 4.4 gigahertz, so that's saying something for an air cooler. That is pretty cool. For the motherboard, I went with the ASRock Fatality Z87 Killer. This motherboard is probably a little bit overkill for what most of us need, but it's got a few features that are really cool. It's got this prioritizing NIC in it that'll direct traffic, which I don't have any real-world experience of knowing how well that actually works, but it seems like a really cool idea. And also, it has Purity Sound, which is their high-end audio chipset. It has the highest in Realtek chip. So that's very cool stuff. It tells you more about that on the Newegg site. HDMI in. This is something I wish I had. It's very cool. You can plug in, like you can see in this picture, like your tablets or your PS Vitas and stuff like that. Very cool, and it goes straight into your monitor rather than having to get behind your monitor and hook a bunch of stuff up. You can have this hooked into your computer at all times, and I assume you could probably record from that. I haven't done any research into that, but that'd be kind of cool if you could hook up your like PS Vita and record it. I don't know. Cool stuff there. Gold caps, 8-phase power, everything you could probably ever want. ASRock's kind of built-in software I'm not very fond of, but maybe I didn't give it a good enough chance. It's okay out there. It's also SLI ready, so if you do ever think that 1770 is enough, then you can always have the option to upgrade. So with the RAM, we went with the G-Skill Ripjaws. Great RAM for the price. RAM is just expensive now. This is actually coming down, and it's actually a really good deal on Newegg right now. Looks like $12 off, so that's pretty cool stuff. And it runs at 1866. Faster memory is always better. You're probably not going to notice very much in gaming, but if you're doing stuff like live streaming, that'll help you out. As far as the SSD, Kingston SSD now, this is something that probably doesn't necessarily have to be in a $1,000 build, but oh my gosh, once you go to an SSD, you cannot go back. So this is pretty much the little brother to my HyperX SSD. The performance is going to be very similar. SSDs are just fast, so if you haven't had an SSD, going to one is just like mind-boggling how quick it boots up and stuff like that. So this will do just fine for the price, and the extra $30 I spent on my HyperX, I'm not entirely sure that it was worth it. So just saving some money there. For the storage drive, I went the Seagate Barracuda 2TB. I have two of these in my system. Very quality drives, and I know a lot of people are all about the WD blacks, but I've never had any problems with mine, and I am moving video files around all the time, and it works great. So I can't recommend going for a more expensive hard drive when the one that I have is cheaper and it works just fine. So that's my thought on that. For the video card, I went with the EVGA 770. This is the superclocked edition. You can see it is at 1.1 gigahertz. So if you're not comfortable overclocking your card, they do it right for you from the factory. This is actually the card I was looking at getting before I found my my DirectCU2 on sale. So this is new, almost the same price that I paid for my Asus used. So apparently it just came down in price. Very good card. My friend, one of my best buddies, actually has a GTX 680 that's EVGA, and he swears by EVGA. I don't think he'll buy a different video card brand for the rest of his life. So very good stuff there. I use EVGA Precision X to overclock my cards. Good software, great company, great customer service. Also has the ACX cooler, so great airflow, and it's going to be a really nice card. And I was thinking about going for the 760 in this build, but I always have the theory that just buy the best you can, even if you have to spend an extra few dollars down the road, you're going to be happy you did. Because I bought cheap video cards before and just like kicked myself until I had enough money to upgrade again. So that was kind of the case with my 6870. I wish I had gone with something a little bit better, but yeah. So always recommend buying the best you can. You know, don't buy it now just because you have the money. Save that extra, you know, $50, $100 if you really have to, just to get the next best thing. Trust me, it'll be worth the wait, and it'll probably save some frustration down the road, just speaking from personal experience. For the case, I went with the 200R. This is an awesome case. It's got rave reviews. It's got good cable management. I'll go to the Newegg website here real quick. It also has these perpendicular hard drive bays like I talked about in my home theater build. So all your cables are going to the back of the case. It's got plenty of room. It's going to have good airflow. You shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, it's got great reviews. Corsair products are known for being well built, and their cases especially. So good choice there. 500 watt EVGA power supply. Like I was saying, EVGA, great company. Haven't dealt with their power supplies a lot, but I've heard good things. So 500 watts. It's not modular, but it's not going to have a lot of extra cables either. So if you follow my 770 cable management guide, you'll know how to take care of any extra ones you might have. And for $40, holy crap, that's a good deal. That's even cheaper than like the CX series from Corsair. So good choice there. This build is going to come in at $1,035. I know it's a little bit over the $1,000 price point, but if you just fluctuate a little bit, like I said, you're going to get a lot better parts for your money. So I think it's worth, like I was saying, waiting that extra month if you do have to save to get what you really want, and something that's gonna do you well for a longer amount of time. On the AMD side of things, like I was saying, I went with the 8350. It's going to be a workhorse. A lot of people are really into this chip. It's going to be awesome for video editing or anything like that. I went with the Gigabyte 990 UDH3, or the UD3, not the H model, excuse me. It's going to have all the features that you want, very similar to my to the Fatality motherboard like I was talking about before. It's got 5.1 audio. It's got the 990 chipset, so you're going to be all set to go. And I apologize, my dog is talking to me. Yes, Kona, can you come over here? Could you just wait? Just for like 2 seconds. Yeah, Dad's right in the middle of something. So anyway, this motherboard's going to be a great bang for the buck. I've actually had the Z68 UD3 model of a Gigabyte board. Great board, plenty of features. It's going to be awesome for what you're using it for. Another thing I would like to mention is KB Mod. That's a website and forum that I'm fairly active on. They have all these build guides at certain price points, so I took a lot of this stuff from them and their price points. So like you can see, the Fatality Z87 motherboard and the power supply I got from there. I just swapped out a few things that I thought would be maybe a little bit better suited for BF4 and things like that. Another thing I forgot to mention, with an SSD is almost completely necessary in BF4. I'm loading in like probably 2 or 3 minutes faster than some of my buddies that don't have the game on an SSD. So it's a huge advantage, and it will kill those loading screens for you. So very good stuff there. Like I was saying, the forums of PC Part Picker are awesome, nice people. There's not a lot of trolling or anything like that, no BS. If you want an answer, it'll be straightforward. You know, anybody that just gives you an aloof answer will probably be banned from the site. So they're very good at moderating their forums. I think coming soon they're going to have benchmarks and go more into that in the future. But very good, like I've said before. In the description also will be my builds. You can see there's like my home theater build and my gaming rig. So good stuff there. I think that just about does it for this video, but if you have any questions, always, like I've said before, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you and help you with anything that you might need. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and I will talk to you later.